As we age, our bodies undergo various changes that affect how we process substances like alcohol. What was once a nice time out with friends and family could be a matter of life and death in seconds. Today, we'll explore the types of alcoholic beverages that may pose risks for seniors and discuss safer alternatives to enjoy. So if you know you love yourself and want to see yourself happy without pain, stay till the very end, because I reveal all the secrets you need to know about the right and wrong alcohol for your body. Section 1. Understanding alcohol's impact on the aging body. Most people think aging is just about wrinkles or gray hair, but there's something far more subtle that changes: how your body handles alcohol. What might have once been a harmless glass of wine in your 40s can become a silent disruptor in your 70s. And the shift is so quiet, so gradual, that many don't notice until it's already affecting their health. As we get older, the body's composition changes significantly. There's a natural decline in lean muscle mass and water content. This matters because alcohol is water-soluble, which means that with less water in the body, alcohol becomes more concentrated in the bloodstream. So even if you're drinking the same amount you always have, your blood alcohol level will be higher and the effects more pronounced. And it doesn't stop there. The liver, your body's detox center, also ages. It becomes slower and less efficient at metabolizing alcohol. That means it takes longer for your system to clear even small amounts of alcohol. The result? Alcohol lingers in your system longer, intensifying its impact and raising your risk for side effects like dizziness, confusion, or an unsteady gait. In older adults, these symptoms aren't just uncomfortable, they're dangerous. A single fall can mean a broken hip, a concussion, or months of lost mobility. There's also a change in the way the brain responds to alcohol. Aging brains are more sensitive to alcohol's effects on balance, reaction time, and cognitive sharpness. That one drink you used to have to unwind might now cloud your thinking, impair your memory, or make you feel unusually tired. And if you're already managing age-related changes like mild forgetfulness, alcohol can make it worse, fast. Then there's medication. Most seniors are on at least one prescription drug, and often several. The older you get, the more likely alcohol is to dangerously interact with something you're taking. Blood thinners, antidepressants, sleep medications, diabetes drugs, even simple, over-the-counter painkillers, all of these can clash with alcohol. The results can range from unpleasant to life-threatening: internal bleeding, extreme drowsiness, heart rhythm disturbances, or severely low blood sugar. And while these individual effects are concerning enough, it's when they start piling up that they become truly dangerous. Let's say you enjoy a cocktail in the evening. You feel a little drowsier than usual, so you skip dinner. Because you didn't eat, the alcohol hits harder. Your blood sugar drops. You wake up at 2 a.m., shaky, disoriented, maybe even falling on your way to the bathroom. All of this can happen from just 1 or 2 drinks, and it's far more common than people realize. Another overlooked problem is dehydration. Aging kidneys don't work as efficiently, and older adults often have a decreased sense of thirst. Alcohol acts as a diuretic. It pushes water out of the body. This can easily lead to dehydration, which in turn affects blood pressure, kidney function, digestion, and even brain clarity. Mild dehydration can cause confusion in seniors, and combined with alcohol, that confusion can become dangerous very quickly. Even sleep is affected. Older adults often have trouble staying asleep or reaching deep, restorative stages of sleep. Alcohol might help you fall asleep faster, but it disrupts your sleep architecture. You're more likely to wake up in the night, have fragmented sleep, and miss out on the kind of rest your body and brain truly need to recover. Over time, poor sleep erodes your immune function, memory, and mood. All of this paints a clear picture. Aging makes the body less tolerant to alcohol, and the risks are amplified. But here's the part many people miss. It doesn't always feel dramatic. You may not get visibly drunk. You may not feel bad the next day. The damage builds slowly: foggy mornings, forgotten names, more frequent slips and stumbles, low-grade anxiety or fatigue that just won't lift. It's subtle, and it's easy to ignore until it's not. Understanding how your body changes with age and how alcohol interacts with those changes is the first step toward protecting your future health. And as we'll see in the next section, the type of alcohol you choose can make a big difference. Because some drinks are far more dangerous than others, and one in particular may be silently wrecking your health while still being recommended in health magazines. Let's talk about that next. Section 2. Alcohol types to approach with caution. Not all alcohol is created equal, especially when you're over 65. Some types are more likely to cause harm because of how they're processed by the body, how they interact with medication, and the hidden ingredients they contain. Seniors often continue to drink what they always have, not realizing their usual might now be quietly working against them. Let's look at 4 categories of alcohol that deserve special caution, and for some people, complete avoidance. 1. Hard liquors: whiskey, vodka, rum, and gin. Let's start with the most obvious culprit, hard liquor. Whiskey, vodka, rum, gin. All of these contain extremely high concentrations of alcohol. A single shot may look small, but it can pack more punch than a full glass of wine or a pint of beer. For a younger body, it might be manageable. But for someone whose liver is already working overtime, or whose nervous system is more sensitive than it used to be, this level of intensity can be overwhelming. What makes hard liquor particularly dangerous for older adults is how quickly it enters the bloodstream. It bypasses much of the digestion process and goes straight to work, impacting your coordination, your thinking, and your blood pressure. Seniors who take medications for heart conditions, anxiety, or pain are especially vulnerable. A shot of rum mixed with the wrong pill can result in dizziness, fainting, or dangerously low blood pressure. Even more concerning, you might not notice anything until it's too late. And then there's dehydration. Liquor is highly dehydrating, and for older adults who already drink less water, sweat less, and urinate more frequently, this can lead to headaches, confusion, dry skin, and even kidney strain. Add in poor sleep, which liquor also disrupts, and you've got a perfect storm for fatigue and foggy thinking. 2. Sweet wines and wine coolers. Next, let's talk about the sugary stuff. Flavored wine coolers, dessert wines, and cheap sweet reds might seem light, fun, or not that strong. But they're hiding something dangerous: added sugars and artificial ingredients. For seniors, especially those managing diabetes or prediabetes, this is a metabolic landmine. Just one glass of a sweet wine can spike your blood sugar, and just as quickly crash it later. These roller coaster shifts are exhausting for the body. They zap your energy, cloud your thinking, and increase your cravings, which leads to eating more sugar later. Over time, this contributes to weight gain, insulin resistance, and even inflammation in the brain, which has been linked to memory loss and dementia. Many sweet wines also contain sulfites, which are preservatives that can trigger respiratory problems in people with asthma or lung issues, 2 conditions that become more common with age. Some older adults also develop new sensitivities to these additives later in life, leading to headaches, facial flushing, or nausea after just one glass. 3. Beer, especially light or low-calorie. Beers. Now here's one that surprises people. Beer is often considered the safest drink. It's low alcohol, familiar, and tied to decades of barbecues, ball games, and social gatherings. But when it comes to seniors, beer carries hidden risks. For one, beer is a diuretic. It increases urination and leads to fluid loss. For someone who already struggles with staying hydrated, this can be harmful. Dehydration contributes to confusion, fatigue, dry skin, and more frequent nighttime bathroom trips, which interfere with sleep and increase fall risk. But there's more. Beer contains purines, natural substances that break down into uric acid. In older adults, especially men, this can raise uric acid levels to the point of triggering painful gout flare-ups in the feet, knees, or hands. What was once a harmless cold beer could now be setting you up for joint pain that lasts for days. And those light beers? Don't be fooled. They may have fewer calories, but they still contain refined carbohydrates that quickly convert into sugar. Over time, this can contribute to weight gain, blood sugar instability, and increased inflammation, all of which are especially dangerous in the context of aging. Fourth, mixed drinks and cocktails. Last on the list, but perhaps the sneakiest, are cocktails. They come in pretty glasses, often garnished with fruit or sugar rims, but what's inside is far less charming. Cocktails are usually made by blending hard liquor with sweet mixers like fruit juice, soda, syrups, or flavored liqueurs. That means you're not just getting alcohol, you're also getting a rush of sugar, caffeine, and artificial chemicals. This blend creates two problems. First, you may not taste the alcohol as much, so it's easier to drink more than you realize. Second, the sugar content can spike your blood glucose, leading to crashes, cravings, and mood swings. And for seniors on medications, especially those for blood pressure, anxiety, or sleep disorders, these unpredictable combinations can be dangerous. Also, many cocktails include ingredients like tonic water or bitters, which contain quinine or other compounds that may conflict with medications. And let's not forget the hidden caffeine in drinks like espresso martinis, which can cause restlessness, heart palpitations, or even interfere with sleep long after the party ends. So what's the takeaway here? The type of alcohol matters. It's not just about how much you drink, but what you drink and how your body, now older, wiser, but more sensitive, handles it. In the next section, we'll break down exactly how alcohol links to common health risks seniors face every day. From memory loss to broken bones, the connection might surprise you. Section 3. Health risks associated with alcohol in seniors. A glass of wine with dinner. A beer during the game. A celebratory toast at a family gathering. For most of our lives, these moments feel small, harmless, even good for the soul. But as we get older, those same habits can come with invisible risks that stack up over time, creating real danger for the brain, heart, bones, and beyond. Alcohol may look the same in your glass, but your body isn't the same vessel it used to be. And that shift means the effects of alcohol hit harder and last longer. Let's talk about exactly how. Cognitive decline is one of the most pressing concerns. As we age, our brains become more vulnerable to inflammation, oxidative stress, and small vessel damage. These changes lay the groundwork for memory loss, slower thinking, and even neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's or dementia. Alcohol pours fuel on that fire. Studies show that older adults who drink regularly, especially more than one drink per day, are more likely to experience declines in memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. Even light to moderate drinking has been linked to reduced brain volume in aging adults. That's right. Your brain can literally shrink from drinking. And the worst part? These effects can creep in without warning. You might think your forgetfulness is just part of getting older, but it could actually be a sign that alcohol is interfering with how your brain repairs and protects itself. And this leads us to a second major risk: falls and injuries. As we get older, balance and muscle strength naturally decline. Add alcohol to the equation, and it's a recipe for disaster. Even one drink can slow your reaction time, impair coordination, and make you feel dizzy or lightheaded. That might seem minor, until you're walking downstairs or getting up to use the bathroom at night. Falls are no joke. In people over 65, they're the leading cause of injury-related deaths. One misstep can lead to a hip fracture, a traumatic brain injury, or months of recovery that strip away independence. Alcohol increases the odds of that happening, and not just when you're drinking. Because alcohol lingers in an older body longer, the balance issues can persist for hours after your last sip. Another invisible danger? Medication interactions. Nearly 90% of adults over 65 take at least one prescription medication. Many take 3 or more, and here's the catch. alcohol can change how those medications work in your body. Sometimes it makes them less effective. Other times it makes their side effects worse. In some cases, it can make them downright dangerous. Take blood thinners, for example. Mix them with alcohol, and you risk internal bleeding. Combine alcohol with diabetes medications, and your blood sugar can drop to dangerously low levels. Mix alcohol with sedatives, sleeping pills, or anti-anxiety meds, and you could end up excessively drowsy, confused, or even unconscious. Even over-the-counter drugs like cold medicines or pain relievers can become risky when alcohol is involved. The interactions don't just happen all at once either. The more you drink regularly, the more you strain your liver, which processes both alcohol and medications. That means your system gets backed up, and the drugs you depend on for health and comfort might stick around too long, hit too hard, or not work at all. Then there's the slow burn, chronic health conditions that alcohol can worsen over time. High blood pressure is one of the most common age-related issues, and alcohol pushes those numbers even higher. If you have heart disease, alcohol can cause irregular heart rhythms or weaken your heart muscle. And if you're dealing with liver issues, or even if your liver is just older and less efficient, every drink adds more pressure to an already taxed organ. For people with diabetes or blood sugar problems, alcohol is especially risky. It can initially raise your blood sugar with all the extra carbs and sugars, and then suddenly crash it as your body overcompensates. These wild swings can leave you feeling shaky, confused, weak, or even unconscious in severe cases. And when your blood sugar is unstable day after day, it increases your risk of nerve damage, vision loss, kidney problems, and more. Even your immune system can take a hit. Regular drinking lowers your ability to fight off infections and heal from injuries, two things that become more crucial as we age. This is why you might notice cuts taking longer to heal, colds lingering a few days more, or just a general feeling of fatigue that doesn't seem to lift. And here's a surprising one: sleep. You might think alcohol helps you fall asleep faster, and that's true, it can. But it also reduces your sleep quality. It blocks your body from entering the deep, restorative stages of sleep. That means you're more likely to wake up feeling groggy, unrefreshed, or with headaches. Over time, poor sleep affects everything: your mood, your memory, your blood pressure, even your appetite. Put all these factors together: brain fog, poor sleep, weakened immunity, strained organs, unstable blood sugar, and the picture becomes clear. Even moderate drinking, if done regularly by someone over 65, can chip away at the very foundation of health. But here's the good news: many of these effects are reversible. When you start drinking less, or switch to safer alternatives, your body begins to heal. Energy returns, focus sharpens, sleep deepens. And in the next section, we'll talk about exactly what those healthier alternatives are, and how to enjoy them without feeling like you're giving up the social joys of drinking. Let's turn the page to what's next. Section 4. Safer alternatives and moderation. Let's be honest, most people don't drink alcohol just for the taste. It's the ritual, the relaxation, the connection. It's clinking glasses over dinner, toasting at celebrations, or simply unwinding at the end of a long day. And for seniors, giving that up can feel like giving up a piece of joy. But here's the truth: you don't have to stop enjoying a drink. You just have to be smarter about what's in your glass. The goal isn't to shame or restrict. It's to help you drink in a way that supports your health, not sabotages it. And the great news is, there are several enjoyable options that still feel festive, but with far fewer risks. Whether you still want a little alcohol or prefer to go alcohol-free, there's something here for you. Let's start with red wine, a drink that's been praised for its potential health benefits for decades. But be warned, this doesn't mean drinking a bottle a night. The secret to red wine's power lies in moderation. 1 5-ounce glass a few times per week, not daily overindulgence. What makes red wine special? It contains a compound called resveratrol, found in the skin of red grapes. This antioxidant has been linked to heart health, improved blood flow, and reduced inflammation. In small amounts, red wine can gently relax the blood vessels, helping circulation and even slightly boosting HDL, the good cholesterol. But don't let the heart-healthy headlines fool you into drinking more. Too much alcohol, red wine included, can spike your blood pressure, interfere with sleep, and add stress to your liver. Choose organic or low-sulfite wines if you're sensitive to additives, and always pair it with food, especially healthy fats like olive oil or nuts, to slow absorption and support digestion. Want something even lighter? Try a wine spritzer. This is simply wine diluted with sparkling water, usually in a 1-to-1 ratio. Not only does this cut the alcohol content in half, but it also hydrates you at the same time. Add a slice of lemon, a few berries, or a sprig of mint, and suddenly it's not just a drink, it's a ritual. Spritzers are ideal for seniors because they offer the look and feel of a glass of wine, but without the intensity. They're easy to sip slowly, which prevents overconsumption, and they leave you feeling refreshed instead of foggy. If you've ever woken up groggy from just 1 or 2 drinks the night before, switching to a spritzer might be your best first step. Another excellent option? Non-alcoholic beers and wines. And no, we're not talking about the old, bland stuff from decades ago. The alcohol-free beverage market has exploded in recent years, and today's options are surprisingly delicious. You can find craft beers without alcohol, full-bodied red wines with rich flavor, and even sparkling options that feel just like champagne. These drinks are perfect for anyone who wants the social experience of drinking without the health risks. They're safe for medication users, won't disrupt your sleep, and won't cause blood sugar crashes. Just make sure to check the labels. Some non-alcoholic wines still contain trace amounts of alcohol, so if you're very sensitive, opt for those labeled 0.0%. But maybe you want to skip the alcohol entirely, without skipping the experience. That's where herbal mocktails come in. Mocktails are non-alcoholic drinks designed to mimic the flavor, depth, and enjoyment of a cocktail. And when they're made with the right ingredients, they don't just taste good, they make you feel good too. Start with calming herbs like chamomile, lemon balm, holy basil, tulsi, or lavender. These ingredients help relax the nervous system, reduce anxiety, and promote better sleep. Add fresh citrus juice, ginger for a spicy kick, and sparkling water to give it that lively, celebratory feel. You can even add a splash of coconut water for extra hydration and a touch of sweetness. These mocktails aren't just tasty, they can become a meaningful part of your evening routine. They give you something to look forward to, something to hold in your hand, and something to enjoy with others, without the baggage of alcohol. And because they're hydrating and nourishing, they help undo some of the stress and inflammation that aging naturally brings. If you're feeling creative, there are dozens of herbal blends and adaptogenic powders on the market that can be mixed into drinks to support energy, focus, or calm, depending on your needs. Try ashwagandha for stress, reishi mushroom for immunity, or lemon balm for mood. Your nightly drink can become a healing tonic. The key here is intention. It's not about just removing alcohol, it's about replacing it with something that still makes you feel good. Whether that's a half glass of red wine with dinner, a chilled spritzer on the porch, or a beautifully garnished herbal mocktail before bed, these alternatives give you the best of both worlds, pleasure and protection. And here's the most empowering part. By making these small changes, you're not just reducing risk, you're actively improving your brain health, your sleep, your mood, and your longevity. One drink at a time. Next up, let's talk strategy. You've learned what to avoid and what to embrace. But how do you apply this in the real world? Let's break down some simple tips for responsible drinking that any senior can follow, no matter where you are in your health journey. Section 5. Tips for responsible consumption. It's one thing to know which drinks to avoid and what safer options exist, but real change happens in the small daily choices we make. Especially when it comes to alcohol, how you drink is just as important as what you drink. Whether you enjoy an occasional glass of wine or you're thinking of cutting back altogether, Having a set of reliable strategies can help you stay in control, protect your health, and still enjoy life to the fullest. Let's start with the foundation. Talk to your doctor. This might sound basic, but it's one of the most overlooked steps, especially when alcohol is so normalized in social culture. Your healthcare provider knows your medications, your medical history, and the unique risks that come with both. A quick conversation can save you from a lot of unseen complications, like drug interactions, blood pressure spikes, or blood sugar swings that you didn't even realize were alcohol-related. If you're on medications like blood thinners, diabetes meds, antidepressants, or sleeping pills, this step isn't optional. It's critical. Alcohol can amplify or dull the effects of these drugs in unpredictable ways. And even if you've taken the same medication for years, your body changes over time. What was safe at 55 may not be safe at 70. Next up, stay hydrated. Alcohol dehydrates the body, and that's a bigger deal than most people realize, especially for seniors. As we age, our natural thirst signals weaken. You may not feel thirsty, but your body still needs water. When you drink alcohol without adequate hydration, it increases your risk of dizziness, fatigue, confusion, and even kidney strain. A simple rule: for every alcoholic drink, follow up with a full glass of water. This helps flush your system, reduces the intensity of alcohol's effects, and can even help prevent the sluggish hangover feeling the next day. You'll feel more clear-headed, more comfortable, and less likely to overdrink if your body is well hydrated. Never drink on an empty stomach. This tip alone can protect you from a host of unpleasant symptoms. Food slows down alcohol absorption and gives your liver more time to process it. Think of your stomach like a buffer zone. If it's empty, alcohol goes straight into the bloodstream, leading to rapid intoxication. But if you've eaten, especially foods rich in healthy fats, fiber, or protein, it softens the impact and keeps your blood sugar more stable. A good snack before drinking could be something like nuts, avocado toast, or hummus with vegetables. These help slow digestion and create a more gradual, manageable rise in blood alcohol concentration. Plus, when you're nourished, you're more likely to make better decisions about how much you drink, how fast you drink, and when to stop. Pace yourself. One of the simplest and most powerful things you can do is slow down. As we age, our tolerance naturally decreases. Your body might not send the same "I've had enough" signals it used to. So even if you don't feel drunk, the alcohol might still be building up in your system and affecting your brain, liver, or coordination. Try sipping slowly, setting your glass down between sips, or spacing out drinks with non-alcoholic beverages in between. If you're out at a restaurant, ask for water with your wine. If you're at home, pour your drink into a smaller glass. These tricks seem small, but they can drastically reduce your total intake without making you feel like you're missing out. Know your limit and set boundaries. Everyone has a different threshold, but a general guideline for older adults is no more than one standard drink per day, and not every day. And just because it's a special occasion doesn't mean your body resets its rules. Your organs don't know it's a birthday party or a family reunion. They only know what you've put inside them. If you're worried about peer pressure or social settings, consider this. More and more people are embracing mindful drinking. It's not unusual to say "no thanks" anymore. In fact, many restaurants, events, and even airlines now offer alcohol-free options by default. You're not alone in choosing moderation. You're part of a growing movement of people who want to feel good, think clearly, and age well. Finally, tune into how you feel. Your body is always giving you signals, sometimes whispers, sometimes warnings. If you feel foggy after one glass, take that seriously. If you wake up with heart palpitations, poor sleep, or achy joints after drinking, those are signs too. You don't have to wait for a crisis to change your habits. Your body is asking for help. Listen to it. And if you're finding that alcohol is becoming a regular habit instead of an occasional pleasure, consider speaking with a health coach or counselor. There's no shame in getting support. In fact, it's one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your long-term health and independence. Remember, aging well is a series of small, thoughtful choices, and every time you choose to hydrate, eat first, slow down, or say, "Not tonight," you're making an investment in your strength, your memory, your sleep, and your future. Coming up, we'll bring everything together with a final reflection, a reminder that healthy living doesn't have to be boring or restrictive. It can be joyful, intentional, and deeply fulfilling. Let's wrap this up right. Conclusion: a toast to clarity, strength, and the years ahead. So, what does all this really mean? It means that alcohol, something that may have been a small, pleasant part of your life for decades, deserves a second look. Not because it suddenly became evil, not because anyone's trying to take away your joy, but because your body, your brain, and your future have changed, and the way you drink should evolve with them. By now, you've learned that alcohol affects the aging body differently. It stays longer in your system, it hits harder, it disrupts sleep, clouds memory, and can quietly amplify every other health challenge you're already managing, whether it's blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, or fatigue. You've also seen how certain drinks, like hard liquors, sweet wines, sugary cocktails, and even light beer, can pose risks that aren't always obvious. They look harmless. They taste familiar. But inside, they may be working against your balance, your brain, and your well-being. One drink may not be the problem, but patterns matter, and small changes made now can mean major benefits later. Most importantly, you've discovered that giving up alcohol, or cutting back, doesn't have to feel like a loss. There's an entire world of better options waiting for you. Whether it's a thoughtfully chosen glass of red wine, a sparkling spritzer with a slice of lemon, a gut-healing kombucha, or a beautifully crafted herbal mocktail, these aren't just replacements, they're upgrades. Where are you watching from? I would like to know in the comments. And if you have any questions or need clarity on anything, you can ask me in the comments, and I will be answering all questions. These drinks don't just fill a glass, they nourish your brain, they support your heart, they protect your sleep, stabilize your blood sugar, and help your liver do its job with ease, and perhaps most importantly, they let you stay fully present in your body, in your relationships, in your memories. Aging, when done right, is not about limitation. It's about refinement. It's about recognizing that wisdom isn't just about knowing more, it's about choosing better. We live in a world that still romanticizes alcohol. It tells us that to have fun, to belong, to celebrate, we need to drink. But the truth is, joy, connection, and celebration don't come from what's in your glass. They come from being clear-headed enough to remember the night, strong enough to dance without falling, calm enough to sleep through the night, healthy enough to wake up energized the next morning. Every single time you choose a smarter drink or skip a drink altogether, you are reclaiming your vitality. You are making a choice not just to live longer, but to live better, more clearly, more confidently, more connected, and the ripple effect is powerful. When your sleep improves, your mood stabilizes. When your blood sugar evens out, your cravings diminish. When your brain isn't fogged, you remember more, enjoy more, and engage more. These benefits build on each other, one day at a time. You don't need to give up the rituals you love. You just need to realign them with who you are now. And that's someone who deserves clarity, balance, and health, not hangovers, inflammation, or quiet risks. So here's your invitation. Start with one shift. Maybe it's swapping your nightly drink for a spritzer. Maybe it's switching to non-alcoholic wine during family dinners. Maybe it's trying a calming mocktail with chamomile and mint before bed. One change, one step. Because when you make choices that protect your sleep, your energy, your focus, you're not losing out. You're investing in your future. A future with more freedom, less medication, better movement, sharper memory, and deeper rest. And what's beautiful is that you don't have to do it alone. Share these options with your friends. Host a mocktail night. Try kombucha together. Talk openly about what's working for you. You may be surprised at how many people are quietly struggling with alcohol's side effects and are looking for a path forward, just like you. Let this be a new chapter, not just in your drinking habits, but in how you care for yourself. Let your choices reflect your strength, your wisdom, and your desire to be present for all the moments that matter. Because aging well is not about what you give up, it's about what you gain when you make space for what truly serves you. So here's to that space, to intention, to joy, to the body that has carried you this far, and to the choices that will carry you further. Raise your glass, whatever it's filled with, to clarity, vitality, and the years still unfolding ahead of you. You've earned it.